Welcome, race fans, once again here to a Virtual Racing Network. Tonight we are back here at Eldora Speedway for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. This is qualifying race number 2B, as we had, or technically, sorry about that, it's gonna be 2A. So we had the first one. Either way, this is the Series B that we're starting. So we had 1A, and this is 1B starting tonight. We're back at Eldora as we were at Eldora last week. Again, a 20-week season, and we will have some qualifying races to determine who is going to be into that series when it officially starts racking up points and we get going. I want to apologize in advance here for the cough. We are still fighting that voice that we have been losing here for the last week or so. We are doing our best to keep it under control here for tonight's events. Right now it shows about 40 or so minutes on the clock, as we'll go ahead and pull up your countdown. It's a green flag drop. We will not be running that 41 minutes out. They will be advancing here shortly. They are about to go into a driver's meeting. Actually, they should be pulling into that driver's meeting here momentarily. And of course, once they do, they'll be in there for about 5 or so minutes. And then we will move on to your qualifying round. As right now you see everyone pretty much clearing the track. We do have about 1 or 2 drivers still left there. Just to go over some stuff right now. Wind speed 1 mile per hour out of the north with your track temp 100 degrees. This is some hot dirt here at Eldora Speedway here in Rossburg, Ohio. So definitely some warm dirt out there, which means it's going to dry out pretty quickly here. Compared to, a nice cool 65, 70 degree day. So definitely the track should dry out. We may see a little dust flying here momentarily, but we'll see how it all goes here. We got 25 drivers or so that have made their way to this series. Most notably here, some drivers that we want to point out here that didn't figure we would see in a qualifier race of any type here. It would be already in, and that is going to be Hayden Cardwell. But there you see it right there. They are going to go ahead and advance it to qualifying. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the countdown to green, as it is time to get these cars out on the track. We'll see who's going to be first as we bring up your qualifying drop down. And we go to the track, and it looks like Jared Murphy is going to be one of the first drivers out onto the track here. Again, they have about 5 minutes to go around this track, and the green flag is out, so we'll switch it over there. Again, this is your Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series here at Eldora Speedway on Virtual Racing Network. You can check them out at teamvlr.com as their official website. They got the number 25 going around this track. What kind of time will he put in there at the flag stand? 17.511 is going to put him at the top of the chart so far. But there is going to be Zachary DeLong going to be taking it to the top of the charts. The number 93 with a 17.477. You have Zach Jenkins with a 17.525. But it's going to be Jesse Isidore that takes it to the top. And just like that, Jared Murphy tops him, and TJ Coggins will top him as well with a blistering fast 17.279. Behind him is going to be Adam Elby with a 17.407. Time starting to roll in very quickly as TJ Coggins takes it back to the top in the number 88 machine here with 3.5 minutes left to go. Let's go over to Cole Cavery in the number 12 machine to figure out what kind of time he's going to put in. He will be coming to put in his official time, this time by of Dustin Hall in 6th place right now. And no figure, there's Hayden Cardwell to the top of the charts, 17.194. And we expect to see very fast times here as we're going to look for Cavery, who did drop, but he had just got to about 7th. Now he's to 8th with a fast time himself, as we have J.D. Brown currently in 5th place with a 17.390 as he's going to turn it sideways and take it to a stop. And Cole Cavery back to 6th place, but Chris Beck also to 7th with a 17.409 in that 0-2 machine here tonight. But Hayden Cardwell, the man on the mission here, he is on point here tonight in that number 7 machine. Daniel Dow currently in 19th position with a 17.573. William Dahl currently in 22nd in the number 40 machine with a 17.692. Zach Rounds, one of them that has not officially put in a time yet. He's doing so. 17,460 is what his time is showing, but that time did not count for some reason. It looks like he possibly may have got the wall, or for some reason that lap was invalidated, did not count. There's going to be a 17,401. That'll put him in 8th place here, and that is going to do it. He's going to shut it down. He is done here in qualifying so far. Right now, William Dahl, the only one out on the track other than Adam Elby and J.D. Brown. Those guys have all taken laps. So the only one that has not is going to be the 442 of Jordan Casey. He has not come out onto the track here with about a minute and a half left on the clock to go before we go green flag racing here for some heat racing at Eldora Speedway. We want to welcome everybody here tonight, whether you are on the YouTube side of things, watching it in ultra high definition, or if you are on the Facebook side of things, watching it in 1080p here tonight. Both of them should be a decent quality out there for you. Hopefully everybody is enjoying here. 1 minute left on the clock before we move on to heat racing. Just so everyone is aware, we'll let you know what's right now. We have a scheduled 4 heat races. I don't think we're going to run all those. We'll probably run 3 of them. We'll see. I think it's going to be about 24 drivers going to be making it to the feature race. Why that is interesting is because with 24, that means 1 driver is going to be going home here tonight. So that is almost the worst case scenario here. 1 driver not going to be making it. Let's go ahead and bring down your heat race drivers. These are going to be your drivers here for heat race number 1 as we get down to the track with them. It's going to be Hayden Cardwell and Adam Elby on row 1. Row 2 is going to be Cole Cabry and the 25 of Jarrett Murphy. Row 3 is going to be Zach Jenkins and Greg Perkins. Row 4 is going to be Jed Barton and Josh Ray. And row 5 would be Jordan Casey if he does take to the grid in that 442 machine. But as of right now, he has not done so, and I'm not sure if he is going to. If you feel inclined, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to like the VRN page. Make sure you like the race, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook side of things. And of course, share it out there. Get this to all your friends that like dirt track racing. It is sure to be some really great racing here tonight. Last week didn't disappoint. I don't see any reason this week would either, as this is the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. It'll be underway here momentarily as they are waiting on Jordan Casey. And it looks like Jordan Casey in the 442 is going to take to the grid as 06 Motorsports, number 442 modified here tonight. Hayden Cardwell, though, on point here for heat race number 1. And indeed, we will have 3 of the 4 heat races here tonight. So we'll go ahead and get rid of your grid as we're getting ready to get this thing going. Alright, so we are back here, ladies and gentlemen, as they're getting ready to get the green flag. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Here it is. A green flag is in the air, and we are racing here for the first time in heat race number 1. There are 8 laps to go. That's all they have here in heat races to get this thing going. Is this going to be Hayden Cardwell out front, followed by Adam Elby and Murphy behind them. It is Jarrett Murphy. Your top 3 drivers here at the moment. Hayden Cardwell, though, is out front, and they got a good little battle going on behind them. Look at this battle. They're 3 and 4 wide back here for second, third, and fourth. Third place has a battle going on between Murphy, Cabry, and Jenkins for third place. A little bit behind them, they have another little battle going on Everybody chasing down Hayden Cardwell here tonight as they're side by side for 4th position. They're still trying to make it 3 wide. These guys are not done just yet, as we'll see how it goes. A little bit of contact between the 25 and the 74, but the 74 of LB is able to stay ahead of Murphy. Even with that little bit of contact, they did have caution laps will count here in the heat races. Let's hope we don't have any. But they are really starting to stack it up as both the 74 and the 25 get into the outside wall. That's going to cost the 25 2 spots, as we have the 04 of Perkins and Jenkins to get by, but the 62 of Jenkins can't hold the spot. As more contact with the wall, this time the 04 of Jared Murphy, and he's going to bring the 25 with him, as both of them are going to lose about 3 spots. We go back to the front here. Hayden Cardwell has pretty much checked out from the rest of the field, but second place of Adam Elvey and Cole Cavery still battling side by side, as now you have the 12 of Cole Cavery getting into the outside wall. That's becoming a trend here in this heat race, as people getting into the outside wall. This is where the battle's at, right back here between the 442 of Jordan Casey. He's going to slide up and take the position from the 62 and the 77, but it looks like they're not done just yet, as that battle is starting to brew. We got the 25 of Jarrett Murphy all over his back bumper. Murphy trying to get back to the inside. He does, then the slide job comes back in, as Jordan Casey is still there. They're going to be side by side with the 77. Still 1 lap to go for Hayden Cardwell, though, out front leading this race. We'll see how he does, and he's going to scrape the wall just a little bit, but it's not going to matter right there as he rides the wall. Hayden Cardwell will be your winner here in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 getting ready to come out onto the track. All right, heat race number 2 is out on the track here. At least they will be momentarily. Let's go ahead and bring it up here tonight. It is going to be the 88 of Thomas, or TJ Coggins, followed by JD Brown, Zach Rounds, Jesse Isidore, Eddie Underwood, Eric Huff, Daniel Dow, and William Dahl, if he does take to the grid. Right now, the 40 of William Dahl has not grid, but he still has time to do so, and we will have 8 cars here for heat race number 2. All right, hopefully everybody is set for some more great racing here tonight, as we are in heat race number 2. It's going to be TJ Coggins on the point here for this race, as we'll go ahead and get rid of the list off the screen, and of course bring up your main bar onto the screen here for tonight's race. You're watching this on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. It's the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series here on VRN. And we have less than a lap to go here before the pace truck will dive off on the pit road, and we get this thing going one more time here. I expect to see some good racing here. We went caution-free in heat race number 1. No reason we can't do it here in heat race number 2. As they are set right there. Green flag is out. It's going to be Coggins that gets a huge jump, but look behind him. You have Rounds, Brown, Underwood, all side-by-side contact between the 4, and I believe the 9 it was, and caution will come out, and that says 9 on the car, but that was not the number that we were looking for. Let's go back and take a look here and see exactly what happened to the instant replay camera real fast, as the caution came out very quickly. Again, a little blinking issue there from there, and it's a yellow car. It says 9 on the car, but I don't think that is the number. That's not the number we're getting I'm not sure who that is there. As ooh, there goes the 21 around as well. And again, I'm not sure. That is going to be the 515 of Jesse Isidore. So officially who that is. Again, even though the number showing 9 on the card, that is not the number that is registered with us. It is 515. We just have to go by what we see. And unfortunately, 9 is not the number we're getting in the scoring tower here. As we are under caution here for the first time, is TJ Coggins that is out front. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about set to go racing one more time here in heat race number 2. As there it is, green flag is back in the air. Coggins didn't get quite as good as jump as he did on the original start there. Is this going to be the 27 of Zach Rounds that is nipping at his heels? So is the 014 right there with him as well. The 014 of J.D. Brown's going to try to get by Rounds here, and he's not going to be able to hold him at the line. It's going to be Rounds to second. Coggins still holding this field off here with 3 laps to go as they come down the backstretch. It's going to be 2 to go this time by Coggins, doing a very good job of holding off Rounds. Rounds gets into the outside wall. Ooh, and Brown gets a little bit of contact with him, but not enough to not get by him, as there goes the caution out once again, and the 27 of Zach Rounds going around after contact. Let's go back and take a look here. So we'll go to the aerial cam brought to you by Seams Ford, and we'll see exactly what happened here. As you'll see contact with the wall from the 27, but that is not what spun him around. Right there is the contact, a little bit of contact there. Zach Rounds with the 27 comes off the wall and then gets collected with the 515, and that will bring out the caution. And unfortunately, that is also going to end the race here as we are on the white flag. And there it is. Caution is over. Checkered flag is out. Heat race 2 winner is going to go to the 88 of TJ Coggins. We have just a moment here as the next heat race is getting out onto the track. We want to remind everybody that this whole series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Specialized Lubricants. Make sure you check them out on their social media and give them a huge shout out here. Again, that is Schaeffer's Specialized Lubricants, or Schaeffer's Oil, whichever you want to go call them by. Either way, it will take you to the same place as we are getting ready for heat race number 3. This is your third and final heat race of the night. Let's go ahead and bring those drivers list up, and it's going to be Troy Dow, Drew Hopkins, Chris Beck, Dustin Hall, Zachary DeLong, Darren Literal, Christopher Combs, and Joshua Johnson are going to be your 8 drivers here for your third and final heat race of the night. All right, again, this is your last heat race of the night, and we should have a B main. I don't think we're going to have a C main here, as only one driver will be going home. We'll go ahead and bring up your main bar here as we're just about ready to get the green flag next time by. Lights are off on the pace truck. We have 8 laps separating us from the B main. Again, one driver going to be not making it to the race here tonight. So that is unfortunate for that one driver, but they will not be making it here. as we are just about set to go racing. There it is. Green flag is in the air. 8 laps to go as we are underway here for heat race number 3. And let's get it all sorted out here. There it goes. It's going to be Troy Dow that is out front right now in that number 2 machine. Behind him is going to be the 157 of Drew Hopkins. Hopkins holding off Beck. Very good. That is Chris Beck in the 02 machine. Track turning into a high side dominant track, it seems to be anyway. As you have Dustin Hall trying to go down to the bottom end of the 331 machine. Will it work as he's going to get around the 68 of Darren Literal here just a little bit? But can he hold him off is the question. You have him in the 93 of Zachary DeLong trying to take it to the bottom, and contact between Darren Literal in the 68 and the 331 of Dustin Halls. It looked like maybe the 331 slid up just a little bit, gets into him, but they keep it going in the right direction. We go back to the front. This battle's starting to build up here. So you got the 02 of Chris Beck trying to run down the 157 of Drew Hopkins. And right now, Troy Dow out front, but the 157 of Hopkins trying to run down Dow here for the lead. We have 4 to go here at the line. The question is, who's going to get it? The 0-2 of Chris Beck sides way up. Almost gets into the 157. Keeps it off of him. We stay going green. We go a little bit behind them. The battle still building up here between the 68 of Darren Literal and the 331 of Dustin Hall. So these guys really starting to get close to each other and close to the wall. They've almost bumped several times, but somehow they keep it clean and green here as we keep going. And we'll watch this battle, but we're also going to watch this little battle going here. There's going to be 2 to go at the line. Hopkins just unable to run down Dow here for the lead. He's been right there, but he just can't quite get by him. He's going to have to dig a little deeper here. He's going to try to here possibly make a slide job. He goes down. Still not quite enough, as it's going to be Troy Dow at the line here. 1 to go. This is your final lap here in the heat races before we move on to the B main of the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. As it's going to be a Dow out front. Dow hits the wall just a little bit. Here comes Hopkins. And it's not going to matter. It's going to be Troy Dow getting the win here in heat race number 3 in that number 2 machine here tonight. That'll do it for the heat races. Next up, of course, will be your B main, followed by a little bit of a warm-up and then your feature race. The B main coming out onto the track right now. We'll have 16 drivers here in this race. One of them, unfortunately, not going to be making it to your feature race here tonight. All right, there coming out onto the track, we're going to go ahead and read through your list of drivers here for this one. It's going to be Zach Jenkins, Eric Huff, Dustin Hall, Jordan Casey, Jesse Isidore, Darren Literal, Josh Ray, Daniel Dow, Zachary Long, Jarrett Murphy, Zach Rounds, Christopher Combs, Greg Perkins, Eddie Underwood, Joshua Johnson, and Jed Barton are going to be your B main drivers here tonight. As again, one driver not going to be making it right now. That's going to be Jed Barton as they run. Jed Barton right now. In that 115 machine. He is the man in the trouble spot. He just needs to gain 1 spot, though, and he will be sitting pretty. If he can gain a couple, he'll definitely be sitting good. So, again, the 16th place will be the one driver that does not make it to the feature race, as they will start 24 drivers here tonight. There it is. Green flag is in the air. It's going to be Jenkins. That is out front here at the moment. There we go. It's sorting itself out now. As we're going to have Eric Huff in the 5, starting to make his move to the front. Let's see if he can possibly do it right now. It is Jenkins in that 62 machine. And here comes Jordan Casey in that 442 machine. That 06 Motorsports. Modified making his way to the front of this field. He's going to dive into the inside. Can he get by Zach Jenkins? I think he can. Jenkins gets into the wall just a little bit, but not enough. He's able to hold him at the line. Jenkins, Casey, Huff, Literal, and Hall going to be your top 5 here with 13 laps to go in the B main. We, of course, have a 15-lap race. And here comes Jordan Casey one more time trying to make a run at the lead. And it's not going to happen. He's still just a little bit short as they come flying through the corner onto the back stretch going into turn number 3. Here goes Jordan Casey one more time. He is really going to slide it in, and it helps that the 62 of Jenkins gets into the outside wall. And this time he will lead the lap. He has now led lap number 1, and it looks like Jenkins is going to get into the wall a little bit more. That's going to let Huff get by him in the number 5 as well. Now it looks like the 68 is going to get by him of Darren Literal. So Zach Jenkins right now in that 62 is falling backwards, going the wrong direction as he's under fire from the 331 of Dustin Hall. And that is 3 wide right now with Jenkins hauling down for 4th place. These guys are really starting to duke it out here. They know this is do or die time right now. The man on the bubble spot that won't be making it is the 93 of Zachary DeLong. As you have Jed Barton in the 115, he went from 16th to 12th. He's working his way up now 13th, but still in a safe spot. The 4 comes up and clobbers him. That's going to bring out a caution, and Jed Barton, that may end his night here as he lands back on his wheels. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here as we go to aerial coverage. You're watching the number 4 of Eddie Underwood, who slid right up in front of the 115 of Jed Barton. Here it is. He tries to make a pass. He blinks out just a little bit, dives way in there, slides up, and just gets the front of the 115. And that hopefully does not end the night here for the 115 of Jed Barton as we go. And he is on pit road, and it looks like he is going to go 2 laps down. So it looks like Jed Barton going to be out of the race here at the hands of the 4 of Eddie Underwood as Eddie Underwood slides up and collects the nose of the 115 to bring out the caution here in the B main. And we'll see how it all does play out when it's all said and done, what the admins will officially call on that. But Eddie Underwood is getting the EOL. He's going to the back of the field for the cause of the caution. But unfortunately, it's not going to matter here for Jed Barton, as that was the 1 spot. So even with the EOL, Eddie Underwood should advance to the feature race unless admins do decide to somehow get the 115 into that feature race. We'll have to just wait and see on that one. What we do know, though, is that we currently have 6 laps to go, going to be 5 to go when we get the green. All right, there it is. Green flag is out. It's going to be Jordan Casey into the 442. That 06 Motorsports modified. He's out front. He's got Eric Huff just knocking his bumper off right now, trying to get to him. He hadn't hit him, but he's right there just pounding it, trying to get to the front if he can. Eric Huff putting on a huge run. Eric Huff's going to go to the inside, try to put a slide job. He does. Can he make it stick is the question. Here comes the crossover from Jordan Casey. Casey gonna have it, but another slide job slash crossover coming from Eric Huff. Huff's gonna slide out one more time. Here comes Casey again to the inside. It's gonna be Jordan Casey at the line here. And our lap counter is gonna be off because that is gonna do it. And it looks like we're being scored as Eric Huff with it. His warm-up is underway here for 5 minutes. And looks like it is going to go to Eric Huff for the win as it advanced very quickly here. There it is. They are going to go out here and do some warm-up. So we will be right back here momentarily. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, once again here for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, as it is time for your feature race here tonight. 24 drivers going to be making their way onto the track momentarily. Let's go ahead and go through your starting grid here for tonight. On row 1 is going to be the 7 of Hayden Cardwell and the 88 of TJ Coggins. Row 2 is going to be the 2 of Troy Dow and the 74 of Adam Elby. Row 3 is going to be the 014 of J.D. Brown and the 157 of Drew Hopkins. Row 4 is going to be the 12 of Cole Cabrey and the 40 of William Dahl. Row 5 is going to be the 02 of Chris Beck and the 442 of Jordan Casey. Row 6 is going to be the 5 of Eric Huff and the 68 of Darren Littoral. Row 7 is going to be the 331 of Dustin Hall and the 62 of Zach Jenkins. Row 8 is going to be the 25 of Jarrett Murphy and the 27 of Zach Rounds. Row 9 is going to be the 21 of Daniel Dow and the 77 of Joshua Ray. Row 10 is going to be the 04 of Greg Perkins and the 515 of Jesse Isidore. Row 11 is going to be the 117 of Joshua Johnson and the 30 of Christopher Combs. And row 12, as we're going to go ahead and drop down to the track with them, is going to be the 93 of Zachary Dong and the 4 of Eddie Underwood. And that will do it here for your Wallsbeard Co. starting grid. Again, if you're just tuning in with us here tonight, we want to let you know that this series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Specialized Lubricants, or Schaeffer's Oil, since 1939. Make sure you check them out and give a big shout out for all they do here for this series. As the pace truck is diving off and Hayden Cardwell on the loud pedal, we're racing here for your 60-lap feature event. Or 30 laps, 30 laps. Here for this. No, it is 60 indeed, so no, it is 30. We apologize. It is 30 laps. So let's get this thing underway. We'll get it right one way or the other here. We're going to pull that up. We're on lap number 2 of 30 laps here tonight. So we'll get that up on your screen here. Again, lap number 2 underway as it's TJ Coggins that is running second place right now. Here comes J.D. Brown in the 014. He's going to try to take second place, but not quite enough. It's going to be the 88 of Coggins that's able to hold him off here tonight. Again, 30 laps for your feature race as we're on lap number 3. His caution is going to come out. And let's go back and take a look. It may have been the 25 of Jarrett Murphy bringing out the caution. Let's go back and take a quick look and see what happens as we go to the aerial cam here for tonight's race. What brought out the caution? They're 5 wide back in here. And right there, maybe a little contact? No. There it is, the contact. Maybe a little bit of net code there between the 68 of Darren Littoral and the 25 of Jarrett Murphy. There was contact, but I don't think that was quite enough to warrant spinning like that. It was probably a little bit of net code as well as contact. But that is going to bring out the caution as we are on lap number 3. We'll be on lap number 4 when we get this thing started. But Hayden Cardwell out front leading this race. Here's we're under caution for the first time here in your feature event. All right. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Whether you are on the Facebook side of things or the YouTube side of things, we want to make sure you are enjoying the race here tonight. And to answer the question, this is for PC and unfortunately only PC. Or fortunately, depending on who you ask that question to, but PCiRacing.com is how you get involved in something like this, as we are set to take the green flag one more time to start lap number 4. Hayden Cardwell once again on the loud pedal here tonight. Green flag back in the air, and he gets a huge jump over the rest of this field. But here comes everybody else behind him. They're not going to settle for second. They want the win here, as this is qualifying race number 2, and we got a huge pile up in the back. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. As we go back once again here, we're going to go to our Sames Ford aerial coverage cam here tonight, and something went awry here on the restart that just went crazy, involving the 515. It looks like the 25 involved as well, and there it is right there in front of you. Darren Literal and a couple other cars getting together, and just basically a chain reaction there. Didn't look like there was enough real estate for as many cars that wanted to be there, but the caution is out here for the second time. We did complete one lap. We'll go racing to start lap number 5, as we are on lap number 4. We have completed 3 laps here of the 30 lap feature for tonight. This is the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. You're watching live on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. Alright, looks like Hayden Cardwell gonna try to save some fuel, although we're just kidding, he does not need to save fuel here for this race. He should have plenty in the tanks there, just driving down a little bit lower there. They are doubled up once again, and we are ready to get this thing going. Once again, Hayden Cardwell and TJ Coggins, row 1, and there it is on the loud button once again. Green flag is out. Whew, a little bit of contact there. TJ Coggins almost got to the back bumper of JD Brown, but the driver was able to stay off of him there, but that is going to give second place to Brown, as he was able to get by him there because of that little bobble on the start. Unfortunate for him, but we go back just a little bit. Let's zoom out here just so you can see all the way back through this field. They are 2, 3, sometimes even 4 wide, as they're going to be 3 wide for second place over a minute. They kind of sorted out here, but there they still are 2 wide at the moment. These guys are not real sure how many wide they want to go, whether it's 2, 3, 4 wide. Right now they are just bouncing off the outside walls. Cole Cavery and Adam Elby really just knocking down the outside wall in that number 12 and 74. Here comes Drew Hopkins in the number 157. He's going to stay a little bit lower on the track, running the catfish line, as you would say, the bottom groove, and now he's going to move slightly up to the bottom, as it's going to leave the 04 of Greg Perkins to run the bottom. And we got people bouncing off of each other and the wall. That was the 157 that popped a little wheelie there, it looked like. As we go back to the front, Hayden Cardwell is now running to the bottom, trying to find whatever moisture he can. As you can see, this track is already starting to dry out quite a bit. We stay green on lap number 9. We'll be on lap number 10 when we get to the line for Hayden Cardwell. He has led so far, well, it says 14. We've only actually completed now 9 under green, so he's led every green laps thus far in this race. Let's go back a little bit here, just a ways. This is where the real battle's going on. You've got Jordan Casey, Adam Elby, TJ Coggins. These are where the battles are going on further back in this field here at the moment. Not necessarily up at the front, as they have really kind of sorted it out for themselves up there. We'll keep an eye on that lead, though. .299 separates Hayden Cardwell and J.D. Brown at the moment, so we will keep a close eye on that. But you see now everyone running the high side here for the most part, as Jordan Casey can't quite get by the 74 of Adam Elby. You're going to have to find a different line if you want to get by. The high side seems to be the dominant line here. Let's go way back in the field back here. Look at this. Eric Huff, Zach Rounds, Darren Literal, Zachary DeLong. These guys back here, these guys are putting on a battle. They're running the middle, bottom, and high side, as we got somebody slowed on the track, and we got a huge blinker on the track, as we'll see if he does get that sorted out. We go back to the front, and now that gap has started to grow even more. Hayden Cardwell has a .616 second lead over J.D. Brown. But what I want to point out here as we go to the leader, Hayden Cardwell. Let's go on board with him real fast. Look who's in front of him. You got lap cars coming into the picture now here on lap 15. As next time by, we will officially be at the halfway point. Will the lap car play a factor in this race? And we'll have to find out here shortly, as he will be catching him momentarily. The question is, will he catch, or when he catches him, will he play a factor in it? And will J.D. Brown in that 014 machine be able to run him down? Or will we see a caution before that actually happens? We'll see. Looking back here again, you have a nice little battle going on between Hall, Dow, Rounds, and Huff. So they're going to be 3 and 4 wide, and it looks like Rounds has taken heavy damage to the front of that car, still managing to wheel it around in that number 27 machine. We know he runs VR, so be interesting to see how much longer that car will run and how much damage it's actually registering with him, if it's just minimal damage or if he actually has any imaging damage at all. At the lap car coming into the play here for Hayden Cardwell, not going to be much of a factor. That's the 117 of Joshua Johnson, and we zoom out, you see right there, he's going to get by him quite easily as we're on lap number 18, and looks like he's going to take to the bottom, so no surprise there, as we have a caution coming out once again, and we got a couple of cars piled up. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. Caution is out once again as we go to the aerial cam, and it looks like the 515 is going to be involved in this one as well. Question is, what exactly happened? And the 4 blinks, but I'm not sure if that actually played a factor into this or not. As we're watching right here between right there, Eric Huff already had gone around. So let's go back here and see if we can take another look at this. We're going to go back to the 5 of Eric Huff, gets into the outside wall, and we'll see. Did he just loop it around, or did he have help? As he goes in to, looks like turn number 1. Oh, sorry, that is turn number 2. And again, I'm not sure if he just looped it around or if he had help. And right there, contact between him and Darren Literal, and that's going to get them both around. But Darren Literal manages to keep going as the caution is out once again. Hayden Cardwell leading this race here in your feature race. We're on lap 19 of 30 here for tonight's race. Again, no surprise to see Cardwell out front. We'll see if he can hold off the hard-charging J.D. Brown, Troy Dow, Cole Cavery, and T.J. Coggins here. While we're under caution, we want to remind everyone, if you're just tuning in, your race is brought to you by Schaeffer's Specialized Lubricants. Make sure you check them out on their social media site and thank them for all they do here to support this series. This is the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. And of course, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. As there it is, green flag back in the air. We are racing here. We're on lap number 20 of 30. We will have 10 laps to go when they get to the line. Hayden Cardwell still out front. J.D. Brown trying to run him down. Cole Cavery as well. And we got some beating and banging. Look at them back here. 3, 4 wide. Little more contact between the 93 and the 4. As they are beating around. That's Zachary DeLong and Eddie Underwood, as they are just door-to-door beating and banging here tonight. We're going to have some bent fenders and flared tempers possibly here tonight. We'll just have to wait and see. Right now, J.D. Brown still trying to run down your leader, but has not been able to do so thus far. Hayden Cardwell has led every lap of this race so far, and nobody has been able to get by him. Cole Cavery, somebody who we know is fast as well. J.D. Brown, Adam Elby, Jordan Casey. These guys, names that we know, we used to talking about, but none of them have been able to do anything with Hayden Cardwell here tonight. He's ready to punch his way into that actual point series, as he came up just a little bit shy in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, as he had just had an awesome run and just came up short in the feature race. Unfortunately, losing that points battle to the 999 of Dylan Fox. Congratulations to Dylan Fox on that, though. We go back here to the back of this field. This is where the action is at right now. These guys have not settled this out yet. as we're on lap number 25 of 36 laps to go. As Eric Huff back here, Jesse Isidore, Zach Jenkins, Eddie Underwood, these guys are just duking it out. They're going to have some serious sheet metal work to do when this race is over, as they have just utterly beaten and banged all night long back here in the back of this field. As of right now, Josh Ray, Chris Beck, and Jarrett Murphy are out of the race. They go back up to the front here, well, sort of the front. You have J.D. Brown trying to run down Cardwell, but Cole Cavery trying to run him down, as well as the 74 of Adam Elby. These two right there running down that 014 of Brown very quickly. And don't count out Jordan Casey in that 442 machine. He's working his way up to the front as well, as he is right there. That's the battle right now for third place between Cavery, Elby, and Casey. They are just 1, 2, 3 right there together, bumper to bumper. And we're not 100% sure who's going to get that one there, as we had a blinker back in the back. Thought we had someone spinning, but we didn't. We're on lap number 28 of 30. It's Hayden Cardwell coming to the line. Make it 29 of 30. We have 2 to go here in your feature race, as the caution is going to come out, and it's going to be for Zachary DeLong coming out, as well as it looks like, yes, the 30 of Christopher Combs. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened between these two. You see right in here, the 93 is ahead here at the moment, and it looks like more contact between the 4 and the 40, but I don't think that's the cause. As you're watching the 93 there's the 40 goes around, and there it is, just the 40 going around sideways and collects the 93 and the 30 with him, and that'll bring out the caution once again, as we are on lap number 29. So of course we will be on lap number 30, so we're going to have a really, really short shootout to end this race. We will start lap number 30, and we will have to complete lap 30, so we will have a 1-lap shootout to the end of this race. Just an outstanding run for these guys, as again, we will start lap 30. We are going to have a 1-lap shootout to the end of this race, as we're going to go back up to Hayden Cardwell, who needs the restart of his life right now if he wants to hang on to this race lead. All right, Pace Trucks lights are off, as we are set here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this will start lap 30. It is going to be a drag race, 1-lap shootout to the end. There it is. Green flags in the air. Hayden Cardwell gets the run he needs. Let's zoom out just a little bit, and we're getting, unless that's a little older there, we're showing something different there. We're showing 3 to go, but right now I believe that would do it. As ours is showing that is race, but we are getting 3 to go. So our math is a little off here. So we'll go with what they say. Is it's going to be Hayden Cardwell out front, as the caution is out once again, and this time it's going to be for Zach Jenkins. That goes around, so let's go back and take a look. Oh, again, our math a little off compared to the race control, as we were trying to keep along with them, but looks like we're going to have a 2-lap shootout when we get the green this time, as you're watching to see exactly what happened here. And there you can see the 331 go around, and everybody just piling in there. Probably the biggest wreck we've seen all night, and the 62 getting a piece of the action, probably getting the worst end of that deal, as we are currently looks like 2 to go when we get the green. All right, again, we apologize. Our math not being the same as race control. So we will just have to duke it out. Again, we run a program, and that program apparently not matching up with what Race Control had on file here. So I'm not saying Hayden Cardwell doesn't have this one wrapped up anyway, as he would, or somebody behind him would need a miracle probably get by him here tonight. Not to brag him up too much, but he's just that good, folks. He needs a good start here, but I think he's got this. If he can get this start, this again should be 2 to go according to Race Control that we got. And there it is, green white checker coming out. So there is the green flag out. Next time by will be white. So we will have 1 to go. Next time by, Hayden Cardwell still out front. And we'll see, can they make it to the line without the caution coming out? If they can, right there will be the white flag. 1 to go here for Hayden Cardwell. And again, right now, caution pretty much couldn't end this race. We'll see if indeed it does come out or not. It could technically come out. So what to see is, I don't think it's going to matter. Right there, your race winner here tonight is going to be the 7 of Hayden Cardwell, getting the win. As you can see him slide it to a stop there. Your winner here tonight is going to be the 7 of Hayden Cardwell, followed by J.D. Brown and Adam Elby are going to be scored 1, 2, and 3, if that is correct, as they are going to get a little tangled up back there. So we'll take a minute here to round up our official top 3, make sure we have everyone in the correct order. It should be, though, we know Hayden Cardwell, and then it should be Brown and Elby in your top 3. So give us just a moment, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. Can't go through your unofficial race results because they are all sorts of jumbled up now after the race is over. But coming in third place here tonight, that is going to be Adam Elby. And first off, congrats on third place here tonight. I'm not sure how the qualifying races do work, but this is qualifying race 1B, I believe it is. So assuming it all works out, obviously a decent finish here tonight will do nothing but help you get into that series. And are you looking forward to getting into that main series and running for some prizes?
Yeah, definitely. I knew these are just qualifier races, so it's not really, you don't want to really race for the win and junk yourself. You got to be kind of more smart and patient, and that's what we were just trying to do, and, just stay clean and pick off spots when we can. Start at 4th and drop back to 9th at one point, and, just getting stuck behind some people on, bad restarts and stuff, and then I got, almost spun out one time, got hit in the back, kept it going, and we're able to get back into 3rd, and, like I said, racing for points, we'll definitely take that.
We know going to any race, we know that name. When anyone says Adam Elby, we know there's going to be a good show. And again, you didn't disappoint here tonight. The question is here, no caution laps counted, which is the way it should be. You had the max amount of laps to run. Do you think if you'd have maybe had a few more laps there, or maybe another restart, you think you had anything for Cardwell here tonight? Does this seem like he was on rails?
Yeah, he definitely, he's one of the best, and it seems like he just kind of came out of nowhere in the dirt late model and dirt modified scene. But like I said, he's real good, and it's just I was ready for that race to be over. There was a few too many times I started on the bottom, and not being able to get up to the top as soon as possible really hurts you. So when we had that a few restarts, one time I was restarting in fourth, I was ready to go, maybe get into third, and then possibly race for second. And then another yellow came out, and then I restarted third, and I didn't like it so much. So, like I said, we'll take a third, and a few more yellows. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't want to be restarting on the bottom anymore, and it's so hard to pass these guys when we're all so fast up front, and it's hard to clear sliders. So, yeah.
It definitely is. And before we let you go, I'm sure you got some sponsors and shout outs. So who would those be here for that third place finish?
Yeah, thank you guys for putting this on. It's a fun deal. Definitely different. A lot of the good guys were already locked in just by word of mouth, and I think they did like a voting for it or something. But it's cool to be able to have to race into something that's makes it seem much more prestigious. So I can't thank you guys enough for putting it on and broadcasting it. Everybody for watching. I thank my guys at Swindell Speed Labs. They help out a lot. So good win to Hayden. I got to thank Jordan Casey for lifting when I threw a slider on him in that last restart. A lot of people would have just stayed in it, but I think he saved both of our races, and hopefully we'll see him in the top 10 in points, and so we can get into the real deal.
Well, definitely, we look forward to seeing you in that main race, and again, congrats on third place.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to see if we can't get our second place in here. That's going to be, of course, J.D. Brown. J.D. Brown, you got a copy?
You.
All right, we got Mr. Brown here tonight, and you finished in second place. So, as always, again, congrats on a solid finish here. The question, of course, we have to ask those tough questions here. Is what do you think you needed here to get by Hayden Cardwell? You were right there on his bumper, just all race long, just didn't get that break you needed to get by him.
Yeah, I think I need to be more confident coming in the corner, just entering a little bit higher. Would have got a better run coming off. I think that was mainly where he was gaining on me. Just hard when it's one gear up top like that, but it's interesting racing.
Well, definitely, that was one of our next questions here is, Eldora seems to be one of the worst about it here, where it becomes very top dominant, and it makes it very hard to get by anywhere else. Had this track been, multi-groove, where you could at least had one more groove, whether it be middle to the bottom of the track, you think that would have made it easier to try to get by him?
Oh yeah, for sure. We would have run different lines, and maybe when he made a little mistake up top, he was running up there, I'll be able to gain on the bottom. Just when it's like this, just starting on the bottom is a real challenge too. Luckily, at the beginning of this race, the bottom was still there, so started down there and managed to get up to fourth and kind of just reel the top from there.
Oh, definitely, overall, it's a great race for you here to finish in second, get a good night of points. Looking forward to the main events coming up later on this year. Hopefully, we'll see you there, and if you do make it, are you looking forward to that? Just getting into the main event, getting those prizes and everything on the line for that?
Oh yeah, it's prestigious to be in that main race where you got the best of the best racing. It's challenging to get in, and we should be able to make it in there and race with the best, and just getting in top 10, and that's going to be pretty hard.
Well, definitely it will be tough, but we expect to see you there. Obviously, one of the names we look for when we come to one of these races. And, of course, being that good, I know you got some sponsors and shout-outs you want to give, so who are those for that second place finish?
I want to thank Evil One Graphics, Napa Auto Parts, SPP Performance, H&M Automotive, and everyone at Bad Racing. We had a good run tonight. I got second, Hayden managed to get the first, and Dustin had some bad luck, but still ran a good race.
Well, definitely a great race here. Again, congrats on second place, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you here in the coming weeks.
Thank you.
All right, that leaves but one driver here for tonight, and that is our race winner, Hayden Cardwell. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, first off, we're getting pretty used to seeing you sitting in victory lane here as you do it again here tonight. You lead every single lap there was to lead. So first off, we got to ask, what was it like out in your own zip code up there?
It's actually more hard than you thought because that track was really tricky. I know it was just one lane around the top, but it wasn't just wide open up there. I was maybe half throttle with that up there, just trying to stay straight and out the wall.
Well, definitely, when you talk about this track being one groove and you had several restarts there, do you think those were the chances people had to get by you? Obviously, you had the restart. You could go before they could, and how crucial was that to getting the victory here?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely one big part of getting the win tonight because whenever I'd control the starts and get out in front, I could just focus on my lane. But if JD or anybody would have got a halfway decent start and just stayed on my right rear, it definitely would have been different coming out of one. They might have got by me or something, but it's hard to tell.
Well, definitely a track that does always go dominant, it seems like. Hopefully we will get that sorted out here before long. But we want to talk a little bit about, iRacing itself they do count caution laps, but the way it's run here, caution laps do not count. So does it feel more like, the real form of racing when you don't have those caution laps counting and you actually get to race the full race?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And something else Trevor was doing is he wasn't clearing meatballs and stuff like that, which I agree with that because when you wreck a car in real life, you're not just going to go out there, clear a car, get a brand new car, and come back out. You're going to have to pull in or do something for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, iRacing doesn't simulate a hot pit. You would definitely have to go into it. And if you couldn't fix it, I believe most tracks run, if you can't fix it, 30 seconds to a minute or so, they go without you. They do not just let you get a new car and go back out there. So definitely a good rule to have in place. But again, a dominant run for you here. Wasn't as easy as it looked, as we just heard, but still you get the win here tonight, as we've seen you do more often than not. If you're in a race, you're getting the win. So we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs. Who would those be for that win here tonight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just want to thank everybody at SCP, Napa Auto, H&M, and everybody on Bad Racing. Can't say enough about them guys, and just want to give a huge shout out to JD. Glad to see him up front racing with us. Me and him were able to finish 1-2 tonight, and can't ask more.
Well, definitely a good finish for both y'all here tonight, and Adam Elby as well. That will just about do it here for tonight's race. Before we sign off, though, we want to, of course, thank the sponsors that have made this race possible. Those are Schaeffer's Specialized Lubricants. Make sure you check them out on their website and, of course, on their social media and give them a big shout-out for all they do here for this series. They are the title sponsor here for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. On behalf of Virtual Racing Network, Team VLR, who helps run this thing, and of course, this Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. We will see you next Thursday night, but don't go too far. We have some asphalt racing coming your way, coming up soon here with the Northwest Truck Series, coming up later on tonight.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be used in any form without the authorized written consent of Virtual Racing Network. VRN would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.